Welcome to the Changalamangala show. I believe this will be the seventh episode. I'm not sure. Oh, how horrible of me not to remember. But I wanted us to make coffee today. We're also going to make breakfast. But I wanted us to touch one of the more serious topics. Let me just start with my coffee so that that is on the move. I hope everybody is having a blessed day. I have an appointment today, so it's at 2 o'clock in the city. Okay. Alright, let me get my cinnamon sugar. Be right back. And we are back. So, and the topic that I want to talk about today is mental health. And I definitely want to make clear that I am not a professional. Um, Everything that I will be speaking um, in regards to this will be based solely on my personal experience and my thoughts and opinions. That's basically what it boils down to. And so, just me being in my head and my thoughts, that so many people, I think part of our irrational behavior stems from mental disorder and rather undiagnosed mental disorder. Um, a lot more of us have and deal with those issues, especially older people. Like, I'm 40, and when I was in kindergarten, um, I remember that the monitor, the helper, the assistant, she did everything for me. She took my book bag out, she took my notebook out. Um, I don't really remember writing much. And when I went on break, when it was our nap time or whatever, I was like eating my little boogers with my head down. I wasn't even socializing. I was not making friends. My mom, because I remember that, and I was speaking to her about it the older I got, she says, oh, yeah, that, at one point they called her in and asked her if she had any issues at home because of my behavior or lack of, and just being present, in the moment. And um, obviously, she never dug deeper into it either. Um, I guess, snapped out of it at some point. Um, but I'm saying that to say that what got me to think about that was how loosely we say, oh, this person's crazy, oh, this person's this person's that. And then when you're dealing with that person, you want to get upset at certain things and not really come from a place of understanding, trying to understand that you just diagnosed that person. So how can you expect a person that you just said, you know what, that motherfucker's bipolar, example, but then you want to give him grief, you want to overexert him, you want to get him to that level where he's gonna just lose it, and then blame him for it. So now you're even throwing more fuel to the fire. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's just thoughts, many thoughts, that make me think of that. And even as a matter of fact, my own kids tell me that, oh, mom, you're bipolar, you know? And I do get anxiety a lot. And, um, like, sometimes we'll be talking about a topic and they, like, get me really anxious, you know, where I start stuttering, I'm doubting myself, you know, and then it turns into an argument, and I'm like, you motherfuckers ain't good for my mental health. You know what I mean? And it's almost like, okay, you're saying these things to me, but you're not treating me that way. If you think that, oh, my mom may have, maybe bipolar, don't fuck with me in a way that is going to cause that to get triggered. You understand what I'm saying? And just a lot of people, a lot of friends that I have, a lot of, just known people, um, known characters. I rather call them that. Known characters. I thought of that yesterday. That's basically, if it's a motherfucker that you already know ain't shit, and you don't necessarily want to call him a friend, him or her, it's a known character, okay? I know that character. So, anyways, I'm over here talking like I made something up. All right, let me pour this coffee here. Let's take a little break and we'll be right back. Sticking to the topic. Okay, we are back. I just drained um, my coffee here. I have it draining, and then I'm gonna pour my half and warm that up. So back on topic. So I'm saying all those things to say that, we treat each other, I think, with no regard of that. I think we use the word or the label crazy, bipolar, so loosely, okay, um, without really understanding what that means. If you that consider yourself the more normal one made an assessment about someone and are labeling them this, then you should tread lightly. You should treat that person accordingly and not fuck up their mental health. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's not fair. It doesn't make sense. And I was thinking about it because I had a bad dream. It was basically, I had a dream that I went on this vacation for my birthday with a significant other, and there were also friends, and there was this huge, beautiful room. It was in Vegas, beautiful room, and this motherfucker left, like, was leaving, because I was, like, sleeping, I guess, but, like, still kind of awake. But he was leaving, he was saying bye without even waking me up or nothing. And that really, like, I guess triggered me, because I'm like, wow. Like, the whole dream, I was just like, are you fucking serious? Are you about to just leave and not wake me up or say anything? What the fuck, you know? And then I just was thinking about relationships in general. Also, how, men and women do it to each other, you know? If you are with someone that is not good for your mental, or if you notice that you're just taking that person out of wits, like, you guys aren't good for each other. That should be more important, your mental health. I guess now that I'm older, I think that way. Um, that's a priority. Like, I don't want to be in a situation where I'm constantly wondering. I want to know, you know? Um, and then, but, okay, going back, because it's not about that. I just feel like if anybody's watching this and you know people like that, that you may say, oh, this person's like this, you have to then treat them accordingly, and have somewhat of a soft spot for them and understanding, you know. Don't just call them that and then, because, listen, I'm one of them. So that's why I'm like, and I'm also sane enough to say that don't come at me a certain way. You can get, listen, I'm gonna give you an example. I pierced my ear when I was 18 years old. Okay, my son was months, or I think he was no, he was months. And let me tell you, pierced my ear, got home. My mom noticed right away. I wasn't even able to fucking keep it from her. And she starts crying, like doing this whole act, crying. Oh my god, that was the worst thing you could have done, you know? And I'm like, and only because I already know the kind of relationship we have, so, okay. Um, and I was like, I'm not taking it off. You could cry all you want, I'm not gonna take it off. I have my own job. Clearly, yes, I was living at home, but I've worked since I was 13 years old. So, she obviously called my dad. They had already been divorced since we were kids. But she calls my dad. My dad gets on the phone, and he's like, Marlene, that's what he calls me. Can you please, just like this, can you please take the earring off? Take the ring off. This man had just finished the sentence when I was already unscrewing it. It was just the way he approached me. You understand? He spoke to me like a human being. He gave me the respect of letting me know that he knew he could have this conversation with me amicably, without screaming, without threatening me, without being, making this whole fucking play of it, and that I would come to terms. Like, his, you know, subtleness made me comfortable to the point that I reciprocated that, and I did exactly what he asked me to. And I don't think a lot of people think that way, you know, understand the power that their actions have, you know? And so it definitely is all about how you say things, you know? How the message um, is delivered. So just, be kind. Well, I don't want to say be kind because that's what Ellen DeGeneres, which I used to have a lot of respect for her. I thought she was different, to say the least. So I don't want to use the same thing that she uses. But just love one another and understand one another. Just understand, like, take time. That's what it is. Take time for one another, you know? Because that's all we have. I mean, yeah, time is precious, and we're here for just a moment, but in comparison. But you want to live each moment. So, obviously, if it's a person that you love, then take the time to understand them. If it's a person that you can live without, and then keep it moving. And this goes for family too. I mean, you can love your family member from a distance. You don't have to be right on top of each other. Like, you don't have to live in the same state. Um, that's going to be my case. I mean, I need to be free, liberated from the negative energy. Um, I mean, that's another show, but anyways, my point is, let's try to understand each other a little bit more, be more patient, and, spend more time um, with our loved ones. So, my coffee is ready. Cheers. And I hope you enjoy the first serious episode of the Changalamangala show, which I didn't think I could do by myself. I thought I needed someone, but this can work, absolutely. Tell me, comment down, tell me if you like it. Love you guys.